So today we are going to start the new chapter, that is algebraic expression. Okay. I think it is chapter 12 in your NCERT book. Okay. So now, to understand what are algebraic expression, let's see like what are the different terms which are related to this. Okay. Or you can say, let's see what is some introductory part of this algebraic expression. Okay. So before understanding what is it, let's first find out what are constant and variables. Okay. As we have already done our previous class, like what are algebraic expression, like their addition, subtraction, right? So in this chapter, we will review those concepts, right? Okay. And then uh, at the last, we will also do like how to multiply and divide the algebraic expressions. Okay. So let's see what are constant and variables, right? Constant and variables. So what are constants? Constant is, you can say that it is something which is having a fixed value. Constant means having fixed value, right? Which is not changing, right? Okay. So constant is it is having a fixed value, or you can say fixed numerical value. Getting it? So what is constant? It is a fixed numerical value, right? Okay. For example, if you see the example like 5 minus 10, 3 by 7, right? So these are something which is fixed. The value is fixed, right? 5 will remain 5 in all the cases, right? Its value will not going to change. Similarly, if we talk about minus 10, it will remain minus 10, right? And similarly, 3 by 7, its value will remain fixed, right? So any number can be taken as a constant because it is having some fixed numerical value which cannot be changed. Is that clear? Okay. Now, unlike this, we have one more term that is called variable. Variable. Now, what is variable? Unlike constant, it is a symbol which takes various numerical values. Okay. So write down a symbol which takes various numerical values. Okay. What does it mean? That its value is not fixed, right? Variable. What is the meaning of the word variable? Means something which is changing, something which is varying. That is a variable, right? So variable is a symbol which can have any value. That means its value is not fixed, right? That is called a variable. Is that clear? For example, when we say perimeter, right? As you know, what is perimeter, isn't it? Perimeter of a square, right? Perimeter of the square of side A. What is it? Perimeter of a square of side A. How we will write it as? P is equals to 4 into A, where A is the side, right? Since perimeter is sum of all the boundaries of a figure, right? So we can write it as P is equal to 4 into A, right? So now this P is a variable because its value is not fixed. It can be, it can have any numerical value depending upon A, right? Is that clear? So P is a variable. Similarly, A is also a variable here, right? You can have a square of any side. Okay, it may be a 5 centimeter or 10 centimeter or 1 meter, whatever, right? So these both are P and A are the variables. This is also a variable and A is also a variable. But there is a difference between these two variables. And what is that difference? The difference is that A is independent variable. What is A? It is an independent variable, right? But P, the perimeter of the square, is a dependent variable, right? Why? Because the value of P, value of this variable P, depends upon A. Yes or no? It depends on A. If A is changing, P will also change in the same ratio, right? So here P is a dependent variable, whereas A is an independent variable. It will be different for different size of the square. Are you getting that? However, both are variable. So what is a variable? Variable is a symbol which can take different numerical values. The value of this variable is not fixed. It will change according to the condition. It will change according to the case, whatever we are taking in the question. Is that clear? But constant always remains same. Okay, whatever is the condition, the constant, the numerical value of that constant will remain fixed. Okay, so there is a difference between a constant and a variable. Okay, similarly, if we talk about the circumference of a circle, right? Okay, that also depends upon the radius, right? Okay, so that is a variable. Okay, okay. So now why we are studying these constant and variable? What is the requirement? Because in algebra, we come across about these two quantities that are constant and variables. Now let's see what is the meaning of algebraic expression, right? What is the meaning of algebraic expression? So write down. Algebraic expression is a combination, okay? It is a combination of constants and variables, constant and variables connected by different mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Okay, so what do you mean by algebraic expression? Algebraic expression is a combination of constant and variable which are well connected by the different mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so these are the fundamental operations by which we are connecting the constant and variables within the algebraic expression. For example, let's see some example here. For example, 3x plus 2. 3x plus 2, right? This is an algebraic expression. Yes or no? This is an algebraic expression, right? So you can see here, there are certain constant and variables which are connected by mathematical operations, right? Okay, so what are the constant and variable terms here? 3x is a variable, right? Or you can say among this, 3 is a constant term, right? X is the variable, right? And 2 is also a constant, right? So you can see here, there are two constant and one variable. And how they are connected? They are connected with the multiplication. So if you can see here, 3 and x, they are connected by multiplication. Getting it? So there is a multiplication in between, right? Whereas 3x and 2 are connected by addition, right? Or you can say the two terms 3x and 2 are connected by addition. Whereas within 3x, 3 and x are connected by multiplication, right? So you can see within this expression 3x plus 2, there are constant and variables which are connected by different fundamental mathematical operations. Okay. Similarly, suppose we have another example. 5 minus 3x plus 4x squared, right? So this is an algebraic expression, right? Containing different terms. And these terms are connected by mathematical operations like multiplication. So what are the mathematical operations which are using here? That is multiplication, okay, subtraction, and addition, right? So these three operations are used here for the connection of the different constant and variables within the algebraic expression. Okay. Similarly, we can have some more, right? 7x square, right? This is also an algebraic expression. Other example, minus 5x square y plus 10xy, right? This is an algebraic expression. So these are all algebraic expressions. So I hope you're getting it. Like, what is the meaning of algebraic expression? Yes or no? Now, let's see what is the meaning of terms within the algebraic expressions, right? Okay. So different parts of the algebraic expression, which are separated by the sign either plus or minus, they are called terms of the algebraic expression. Is it clear? So write down the different parts of the algebraic expression separated by the sign of plus or minus, right? Either addition or subtraction are called the terms of the algebraic expression. What does it mean? Right? As we know that algebraic expression means combination of constant and variables with the different mathematical operations, right? By multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, right? If we see the example, suppose 5 minus 3x plus 4x square y. Okay. Now, this is an algebraic expression because here we have constant and variables which are connected by mathematical operations. But how we will find out the different terms of algebraic expression? Everybody, please see to the screen. We find out the different parts by the sign of addition and subtraction only. Okay. So now find out the terms which are connected by addition and subtraction, right? So in this, the terms which are connected by addition and subtraction is 5, 3x and 4x square y. Yes or no? Right? Okay. So we can say that 5 minus 3x and 4x square y are three terms of algebraic expression. Right? So what are these? These are three different terms of the algebraic expression. Is that clear? Right? Always remember, multiplication and division do not separate the terms. Terms are always separated by addition and subtraction, right? As you can see within this 4x square y, we are using multiplication. Multiplication among 4x square and y. But the whole is considered as one term. This whole is considered as one term, right? Why? Because multiplication do not separate the term. Similarly, in 3x, if you see 3x, here 3 and x are connected by multiplication. But again, this will be considered as one term, right? So always remember, multiplication and division do not separate the terms, right? So separate different part of the algebraic terms are always separated by either addition or subtraction, not by division and multiplication. Okay, is that clear to everyone? So you can write it down. So you can note it that this part, that multiplication and division do not separate the algebraic terms, right? So terms are always separated by addition and subtraction. Is that clear? Right? Let's see one more example. Suppose we have another example here. 7x square minus 5xy plus y square z minus 10. Right? So this is an algebraic expression. And how many terms are there? Can you tell me how many terms are there?
Four.
Four. So there are 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So in this algebraic term, this algebraic expression, there are 4 terms. Right? And what are these terms? Always remember, whenever you are writing the terms, always write them along with their sign. Don't forget the sign. So here, the 4 terms will be 7x square
minus 5xy
minus 5xy
y
y square
z
z
minus 10.
and minus 10. Is that clear? So there are 4 terms within this algebraic expression. Okay, 7x square minus 5xy, y square z and minus 10. Okay. And within the term, as you can see here, there is a multiplication, right? This will not separate the term. There is a multiplication between 5x and y, right? It is like this, 5 into x into y. But this will be considered as just one term. Always remember. Similarly here, y square z. This is actually y into z. So there is a multiplication between y and z. But this will be considered as one term. Okay. So multiplication, do not separate the term, right? So terms are always separated by addition and subtraction. So I hope you are getting it, like how to find the different algebraic terms within the given algebraic expression. Is that clear to everyone? Yes or no? Suppose we have one more example. X cube plus y cube minus 2x square y plus 10 by 2 z or 10 by 2 x. Right? So, what are the different terms? There are 4 terms here, yes or no? And the terms are x cube, this one, this one, this one, and this one. But remember, always write the terms along with their sign. So x cube, y cube, minus 2x square y, and plus 10 by 2x, or simply 10 by 2x, are the 4 algebraic terms within this expression. So I hope you are now getting it. Now, look at this topic, various types of algebraic expression. Okay. So here in this, we will find out like what are the different types of algebraic expression are there, right? And this classification of algebraic expression is on the basis of number of terms, right? What is the basis of this classification? That is number of terms. So you can write down on the basis of number of terms. Okay. On the basis of number of terms, we are finding out like what are the different types of algebraic expressions, right? So in this, the very first is monomial. Monomial algebraic expression. I'm not writing the full, you can write it down. Monomial algebraic expression. Now, what do you mean by monomial algebraic expression? What is the meaning of the word mono?
Ma'am, expressions contain one term.
Mono means
expression
one.
which contains only one term.
Mono means one, right? Okay. So mono means one. That means what? So this monomial type of algebraic expression contains one term only, right? Contains one term, right? So any algebraic expression which is having just one term is called as monomial algebraic expression. Okay, one term or single term. Is that clear? For example, suppose you have an 2xy, okay, minus 3a square b. So you can see that there are only one term within both of these algebraic expressions. So what kind of algebraic expression they are? They are monomials. Okay, so these are monomial algebraic expression. Now, the second type of algebraic expression is binomial. Binomial algebraic expression. Bi means two, right? So any algebraic expression containing two terms, right? Containing two terms is called binomial algebraic expression, right? For example, 2a plus 3b. So you can see here there are two terms, right? So this is having two terms, right? So this is a binomial algebraic expression. So everybody getting this? Yes. Now, third type of algebraic expression is trinomial algebraic expression. Trinomial algebraic expression. Now, what is the meaning of the word tri? Tri means three, right? What is the meaning of this tri? Tri means three. That means any algebraic expression containing three terms, okay, is called trinomial algebraic expression. For example, a plus 2b minus 5c, right? So there are three terms. And what are the three terms? A, 2b, and minus 5c, right? So these are the three terms of the algebraic expression. So since there are three terms, this is called a trinomial algebraic expression, right? Now the fourth type of algebraic expression is quadrinomial. Quadrinomial algebraic expression. Now, what is the meaning of the word quadri? Do you know quadrilateral? Quadri means having four. Right? Quadrilateral is a closed figure, or you can say a polygon, which are having four sides. Right? Okay, so similarly, quadrinomials means any algebraic expression which contains four terms is a quadrinomial algebraic expression. For example, x plus y plus z minus 5 is a quadrinomial algebraic expression because it is having four terms, right? Similarly, x cubed plus y cubed minus z cubed plus 3xyz is a quadrinomial algebraic expression because each one of them, the above expression contains four terms, right? They contains four terms. Therefore, they are quadrinomial. They are quadrinomial algebraic expressions. Is that clear? Right? So in this way, on the basis of number of terms, we can classify the different algebraic expression. Now, there is one more type of algebraic expression, and that is a polynomial. Polynomial algebraic expression. Polynomial. Now, what is the meaning of the word poly? Poly means many. What is the meaning of the word poly? That is many, right? Here, polynomial is the algebraic expression which contains two or more than two terms, right? So an algebraic expression which contains two or more than two terms is a polynomial. Okay, so what is a polynomial? Polynomial is an algebraic expression which contains two or more than two terms, right? So what does it mean? It means that binomial, trinomial, quadrinomial are all polynomials. Is that clear? Okay, so there are basically two broader categories, right? Monomial and polynomial. Within the polynomial, we have binomial, trinomial, quadrinomial, right? Okay, so any polynomial containing two terms is called binomial. Any polynomial containing three terms is called trinomial. Any polynomial containing four terms is called quadrinomial. So these are the general name which we have given to polynomial only. However, it doesn't mean that polynomial do not or cannot contain more than four terms, right? A polynomial can have as many as terms. Okay, it can have five terms, six terms, right? Okay, and that will be called as polynomial only. Exactly in the similar way, when you have a polygon, right? A polygon having three sides is a triangle. A polygon having four sides is a quadrilateral, right? A polygon containing five sides,
Pentagon.
pentagon, right? A polygon having containing six sides is a hexagon, but all are polygon. Are you getting that? So all of them are polygon, but there are special name given to these figures on the basis of the number of sides. Similarly, on the basis of the number of terms, we have given these special names to these polynomials, which are having two terms, three terms, or four terms. However, all of them are polynomials, right? So basically, there are two broader categories of algebraic expression, that is a monomial and polynomial. So I hope everybody understood like what is the different types of algebraic expression. Yes or no? Let's see what is the factor or the factors of an algebraic term. Okay. What do you mean by the factors of an algebraic terms? If you have an algebraic term, suppose, as we know that algebraic term within the algebraic expression contains, they are generally in multiplication index. Yes or no? So if we have, suppose, an algebraic term, 5x square y, right? So this is what? This is an algebraic term. Now, what are the factors of algebraic term? 5x square and y. So these are the factors of algebraic term. Let's compare this with the factors of the numerical number. Suppose you have a number 20. Okay. Now, what are the factors of 20? You can write down 20 as 4 into 5. Yes or no? 4 into 5, isn't it? So what these 4 and 5 are called? These 4 and 5 are called factors of 20, because by multiplying 4 and 5, you are getting 20, right? So that's the reason 4 and 5 are called factors of 20. Other way to say this, that 4 and 5 can divide 20 completely, right? And that's the reason they are factors of 20, right? And 20 is called multiple of 4 or 5? Yes or no? Right? So there is a relation between a multiple and factors. 20 is a multiple of 4 and 5, whereas 4 and 5 are the factors of 20. Is that clear? Right? Because by multiplying 4 and 5, you are getting 20. Right? And 20 will be called as multiple of 4 and 5. Right? Exactly in the same way, when you have an algebraic term, because we don't know the value, exact value of this algebraic term, because there are some constant and variables also. Right? Okay. So the different factors by which when they are multiplied, we are getting 5x square y are called factors of 5x square y, right? So how we are getting 5x square y? We are getting 5x square y if we multiply them, yes or no? Means 5 into x into x into y, yes or no? Right? So each one of them are the factors of 5x square y, whereas 5x square y is called as multiple of these factors. Getting it? 5x and y. Getting it? Right? So there is a factor and multiple relationship between these. Right? So 5x square y is an algebraic term. Right? And 5x, x and y are the factors of this term. Right? Exactly in the same way as we have a relation between 4 and 5, which are the factors of 20. I hope everybody getting it. Now, among these, there are some literal factors. So the factors which you can see in the letter form, they are called literal factors. What they are called? Literal factors. Whereas this constant one is called constant factor. Everybody getting this? Okay. So you can see here that x square and y are called as literal factors, whereas 5 is called as constant factor of this algebraic term 5x square y. So I hope everybody understood this. Yes. Let's see some examples. Okay. A question. Identify terms and factors in the given expression. Okay. Minus 4x plus 5. B. 5y plus 3y square. C. xy plus 2x square y square. Right? So there are three parts, three given expression here. Now you have to tell the terms and factors in this expressions, right? Now look at the question number A. Minus 4x plus 5, right? So how many terms are there within this? How many terms are there?
Ma'am, 2.
Two terms,
Two.
right? So you can say there are two terms, right? And what are these two terms? Minus 4x and 5, right? So minus 4x and 5 are the two terms in this algebraic expression, right? So what type of algebraic expression is this? This is a
Binomial.
binomial algebraic expression because it is containing two terms. Are you getting that? Now, for the term minus 4x, what are the factors? What are the factors of minus 4x term?
1 minus 4 and x.
Minus 4
and x.
and x, because by multiplying minus 4 and x, you are getting minus 4x. So therefore, minus 4 and x are factors of minus 4x. Okay. And what are the factors of the term 5?
5.
Only 5,
5.
right?
1 and
That is
5.
5. 5 only, or 5 into 1, that is the same thing, right? Okay, so in this way we can identify the number of terms and the factors, right? Similarly, you can see the B1. B is 5y plus 3y square, right? So how many terms are there? 2 terms,
2.
right? That means it is a binomial algebraic expression. And what are the terms? Terms are 5y and 3y square, right? So this is a term and this is a term. So terms are always separated by addition or subtraction, as I told you earlier, right? So therefore 5y and 3y square are the 2 terms of this binomial algebraic expression. Now, for term 5y, what are the factors?
5 and y.
Factors are 5 and y, right? Okay. Now for the term 3y square, what are the factors? Factors are 3 and
3 and y.
Sir, oh,
y square, or 3y and y. Getting that? Okay, so these are the factors of the term 3y square, right? So in this way, we can find out the number of the terms, and for each and every term, we can find out the factors, right? Always remember, whenever you are writing the terms, always write them along with their sign. Similarly, whenever you are writing the factors, always write the constant term along with their sign, with its sign, right? As you can see here, the 3 is positive, so we are writing here 3. If suppose it is minus 3y square, then what is the factor? The constant factor will be minus 3. Okay, so always remember about the sign. So sign is very important. Okay, now C part, xy plus 2x square y square, xy plus 2x square y square. Now how many terms are there?
2.
2 terms. Okay, means it is a binomial. And what are the terms here?
xy and 2x square.
xy and
2x square y square.
y square, right? Okay, now for term xy, the factors are x and y, right? Now for term 2x square y square, what are the factors? 2x square and y square. So x square and y square are the literal factors, where 2 is the constant factor. So in this way, we can find out the number of terms, and for each and every term, we can find out the different factors. Is that clear to you?
I'm not getting it.
Everybody be on mute. Okay. So now let's see what is the meaning of coefficient of an algebraic term. Right? As we have seen that what are the factors of algebraic term in the earlier part. Okay. Now let's see what are the coefficients of algebraic term. Okay. So in a term of an algebraic expression, any of the factors with the sign of the term is called the coefficient of the product of the other factors in that term. Okay. So what is coefficient in the algebraic term? Any of the factors with the sign of that term is called the coefficient of the product of other factors. What does it mean? It means that, suppose, let's see an example. 5xy in 5xy. Okay, right? If we need to find the coefficient of x, right? First, we will write down what are the factors of this algebraic term. So what are the factors of this algebraic term? 5, x, and y. Yes or no? These are the factors of the algebraic terms, right? Now, if we want to find out the coefficient, everybody please see to the screen and try to understand this. If we have to find the coefficient of x within this term, right? Coefficient of x. coefficient of x in 5xy. So what will be the coefficient of x in 5xy?
5y.
Other multiplication of product of other factors. Product of the factors other than x. So other than x, what are the factors you are having? 5 and y,
Y and Y.
right? So the product of 5 and y will be called as coefficient of x in 5xy. Is that clear? Right? Okay. So 5y is the coefficient of x in 5xy. Means x को छोड़कर बाकी जो factors बचे उनका जो product है, that is the coefficient of that factor in the term 5xy. Is that clear? Similarly, if you find out coefficient of y in 5xy, so other than y, what are the factors? X and 5. Now
Y.
find out the product,
Y.
product them, multiply them, that is 5x. Okay. Similarly, if we need to find coefficient of xy in 5xy,
5.
that is 5. Right? So in this way, you can find out the coefficient of different factors within the term. And what will be the coefficient of that factor? It is the product of other factors within that term. I hope you're now getting it, right? So this is how we can find out the coefficient in an algebraic term. But if we ask in a general way, what is the coefficient of algebraic term? And we are not specifying any factor here. In that case, we will find out, we will tell the numerical coefficient of that algebraic term, right? That means if I say coefficient of 5xy, coefficient of 5xy of this term is 5, right? So when we say coefficient of the whole term, we are not specifying for which factor we are finding out the coefficient, then we will tell the numerical coefficient, right?
Ma'am, is it
So
1?
what is 5 here? What is 5 here? That is the numerical coefficient, right? So either it is asked in the form of what is the numerical coefficient, or if it is simply asked like what is the coefficient of the term, then also you will tell that 5 is the coefficient of the algebraic term 5xy. So I hope you're now getting. Now let's understand this with the help of one more example. Suppose there is an algebraic term minus 6ab. Okay. Now, what are the factors in this algebraic terms? Minus 6, a and b. These are the factors, right? These are the different factors, 3 factors of the algebraic term minus 6ab. Now, if it is asked like coefficient of a in minus 6ab, so what you will write?
Minus 6b. Minus 6b. Minus 6b.
Minus 6b, right? Means except a, we will find out the product of other 2 factors, that is minus 6 into b, that is minus 6b, right? Okay. Similarly, if we ask like coefficient of b in minus 6ab, that is minus 6a, means other than b, what are the factors you are left? That is minus 6 and a. So this will be the coefficient of b within the minus 6ab, right? Now, if it is asked in general, like coefficient of the term minus 6ab, so what you will write?
Minus
6. Okay. So if it is asked like coefficient of the whole term, then you have to tell numerical coefficient. Similarly, if it is asked with a specific name, numerical coefficient, what is the numerical coefficient of this term? That is again minus 6. Always remember, whenever you are writing any term or any factor, always write down along with its sign. Okay. So generally sign is kept here, right, in front of the numerical coefficient. So always write down the numerical coefficient along with its term, along with its sign. Otherwise, you will do the mistake. So I hope everybody understood like what is the meaning of the coefficients coefficient of a factor in the algebraic term or
Sum.
simply coefficient of the term. Is that clear? Yes or no?